Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Coach Curt Cignetti Show. Jack Benedict with you as we talk IUP Crimson Hawks football, coming off a big victory up at Erie over Mercyhurst 35-14. Curt, a great victory by your team. It was a big game, we knew, going in, and the guys really responded, didn't they?
Well, they sure did. We had a great week of practice, great focus, tremendous effort during the game and intensity. Really proud of the team and the way we played. And it was a great win.
First drive, you go right down the field, then you get stopped.
Yeah.
So they're backed up. On the pass that Takai Turner intercepted, went in from 7 yards out, we couldn't tell from where we were.
Right.
Was it pressure or was it deflected a little?
Yeah. Well, it was 2nd and 8. I think they were on about the 2 or 3 yard line. And Jordan Batts created pressure on the quarterback. We had good pass rush on the backside, too, from Karan Gibson. But Jordan got his hand on the quarterback's arm, so it came out as a deflection. Takai Turner was sitting right there in his zone. Jeff Palmer picked up a key block, and you know, we made that touchdown up the one we didn't get on 4th and 1 at the 1. So we're up 7-0 right out of the gate.
Yeah, and then you go up 14-0. Luigi has a big run, 51 yards.
Yeah.
Sets up the pass play to C.J. Jackson. Tell us about that. Of course, Luigi had a great day, 164 yards.
Yeah. Luigi ran really well. We went into the game shorthanded. You know, Chris Temple didn't play. Jordan Brown didn't play. Gabe Yulee, we stuck him in for one play, but he couldn't play. Eric Williams didn't play. And Luigi had 25, 26 carries, almost 170 yards, ran great. The offensive line did a great job of blocking. He had a big long run on that touchdown drive, and then we had a little play action pass to C.J. Jackson for the touchdown to put us up 14-0.
You know, when you take a look at Luigi, he's not big, but he's powerful in his own way. It appears he has great vision.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets behind those big offensive linemen,
Yeah.
and he really does the job for you.
He's very quick in the hole, and he loves football. He is so passionate about football. He runs hard. He gives you everything he's got. Practice, game. I mean, just tremendous player.
Yeah, well, he reminds me a lot of Campolo, Mike, Coach Campolo. He recruited him, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And so that's no surprise there. Okay, they come back and they drive after you had a great punt by Spangler, and they go 98 yards, so they're back in the game.
Yeah, and they're going to make plays. They have a terrific offense. I mean, they've been scoring a lot of points. Their pass game has been almost unstoppable until, you know, Saturday. And we knew they would make plays, and the whole key was for us to keep our poise when they did make plays and not get frustrated. When you play, you know, great people, they're going to make plays. And they got wideouts and tight ends, and the quarterback throws the ball on rhythm. So they put together a nice drive, and it's 14-7. And then at that point, you know, we hit a little lull on offense. You know, we had a couple drives where we didn't do very well, kind of self-inflicted wounds, so it was 14-7 at halftime.
All right, so what do you say at halftime? The momentum seemed to be shifting a little bit, and you got to, you know, get that momentum back as you begin the second half.
Well, I felt really good at halftime because after the Kutztown game, we really made a big point of emphasis about being a strong second half team, and we changed the way we practiced a little bit to build a little bit more endurance and mental toughness, and we were preaching second half all week long, so we kind of had them right where we wanted. We went out, kids were ready to go, and we picked that pass off, you know, 21-7 Dorian Lane on about a 64-yard interception return. And on all those, you know, that one and Stevie's at the end of the game, we had great blocking downfield. I mean, it was just a tremendous team effort.
Yeah, first thing you had to look for, like on Lane's interception for the touchdown, no flags anywhere.
Yeah.
He showed great great speed.
He can run. Dorian, you know, he came here, he was a strong safety. And we moved him to linebacker. He can really run.
So you go 21-7, then you go again with Luigi scoring on that drive, 28-7.
Yeah, really nice drive there by the offense. Lenny made a really nice play on a bootleg. They blitzed right into the side he was going. He avoided the guy, dumped it to Kevin Edwards for about 20 yards, and then we had a walk-in touchdown from the 12 with Luigi. He was untouched. So, you know, it's 21-7.
All right,
28-7.
28-7. So you know that it's not going to be a blowout because Mercyhurst comes back, they drive. That passing game, those Williams guys on the end, they're tough.
They're tough, and you know, we almost had the one here, and we just couldn't get him in time. He's a great player, F.J. Williams. I think he had 9 catches. I mean, he's playing great, and they went down the field pretty quickly, 4 or 5 plays, and you know, they got within 2 scores, and then you know, to me, then what kind of iced it was, we got the ball back in 9 minutes and 25 seconds. We took off the clock, 14 plays, and just ate that clock, kept a 2-score game. We missed the field goal, which would have put us up 3 scores. But then Stevie comes right back with a 50-yard interception return. It was a perfect finish. I mean, you know, our defense scored 3 times in the game, outscored their offense, outscored our offense. And we've had 5 touchdowns on defense after 3 games, which is unheard of. And, you know, big point of emphasis coming into the season was to get better at the turnover ratio. And we're doing that right now. We're doing a good job of running the ball, too. Special teams are getting better, but still have a way to go in terms of coverage. We had a few penalties on special teams that we need to clean up. So, you know, all in all, it was a great win, great shot in the arm, gives our guys a lot of confidence, a lot of momentum. We're sitting real pretty right now. We got to capitalize on this opportunity and just keep getting better every day. And the kids have been really good with their focus.
We'll talk about Edinboro in a few minutes. As far as Steve Franco, he was named the PSAC Western Division Player of the Week for his interceptions, of course, the touchdown that sealed it. Back to the drive, because, you know, we see college football now. It's so different.
Right.
A lot of scoring, wide open. Everything. You went back to smash mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it was. And
well, I learned my lesson at Kutztown. I mean, we're spreading people out right now, which is good, and it's helping our run game quite a bit. You know, our run game has been really good. But, you know, and it takes some arm twisting with Marty because he's not used to that. But, you know, I really like watching that clock tick down at the end of the game.
Well, you were using the clock perfect. Lenny Williams, he, you know, was just like near the end of the game, and he's running it down to 5, 4. And you just utilized it beautifully.
And we did it last week against Lockhaven, too. And we got close on 1 or 2. We snapped the ball between 0 and 1 on 1 play. You know, to be able to do that, I mean, that's how you win football games. That's how you protect leads. So.
That's old style football, and of course, you know, the basics of football. No matter how the formations change, it's there. Marty Higgins, of course, the offensive coordinator, who's you know, helping out this program tremendously too. Of course, now you know, the thing is, you have an Edinboro team coming in that's winless. Talk about them. You've seen them on tape. They're 0-4, but for most part, and especially against Cal last week, they were in that game.
Oh, yeah, and it was only 2 years ago they came in here and beat us 36-34. So, you know, we'll remind ourselves of that on a daily basis. And they're a very capable football team. I mean, they had the ball deep in Cal territory at the end of the game to tie the game, maybe go for 2 and win the game. So they're capable. Quarterback is really playing well. They've got a great receiver. Massey caught 3 touchdown passes last week. Their offense, they have some maturity on their offense. Very capable team. Defense is young. Right now they lost a key player, a linebacker, early in the year that set them back a little bit. So, you know, they're going to be hungry for their first win. And, you know, we got to keep improving as a football team. And that's the bottom line.
Well, fortunately, we have talked about this before, the depth on your team, and especially when you get warm days. You know, I mentioned to you it was like a hockey line. You're taking out 4 D linemen, you're putting in 4. That's helping out tremendously, isn't it?
No doubt about it. Depth is critical, so guys can play fast the entire game, and we're fortunate to have depth at a lot of positions. I mean, we're a little thin Saturday at wide receiver. We had to play guys a little bit more than, you know, we wanted to because we had 3 guys out. I'm pretty optimistic we'll get those guys back this week, and the more guys you can play and they play successfully, the better you're going to be.
You know, we've talked about this before, and maybe we're overdoing it as far as the young aspect of this team, but it really is. I mean, there just aren't a whole lot of veterans. The guys who are here are great leaders for you. We've found that. But just like, as you said, with the wide receivers, new names are coming out of nowhere. This is a young ball club.
Yeah, I mean, Mims got his first start. He's a true freshman. 27 of the 33 are underclassmen, and a lot of those guys are sophomores and freshmen. So it's a very young team. Lenny Williams is a freshman. So, you know, and these guys are only going to get better and better. And so, you know, it's a lot of fun.
We knew that the defense could be pretty good, and they're going to get better, I'm sure. Coach Tort is going to tell you that too, because there are some people that are veterans there. With the offense, the offensive line, you know, they just seem to be playing so well for you now. Are they all grading out well for you?
Yeah, I mean, every week we're getting better up front, and we're encouraged by the development of all the guys, and they're playing together. You know, they've had about 4, 5, 6 weeks now together, which is so important on the offensive line. And I think, you know, spreading people out helps us a little bit, create some running lanes, and you know, our backs are running good, and the quarterback is a running threat too. So I've been very encouraged by that.
Curt, I think you told me in camp that you had, what, 16 offensive linemen this year, the most?
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of these guys, of course, the freshmen that are coming in, you're redshirting,
Right.
but they look like some pretty good prospects.
Yeah, we're trying to redshirt all of our freshman offensive linemen, and this is the best O-line recruiting class by far, not even close, that we've had since I've been here. We needed to have a good one. We got some really good young freshman offensive line prospects that are going to have great careers here.
What a weekend for the PSAC West to open up. So Mercyhurst loses, Gannon loses, Slippery Rock, all undefeated. They all are upset,
Yeah.
if there are upsets. And then, you know, Cal had a battle with Edinboro. Every week, the setup, it really makes great for the fans because there's nobody dominating.
No, I mean, the league is more balanced than it's ever been, and was very balanced last year too. And you know, you got Seton Hills coming on, and you know, they're fully funded, they're private, and all the private schools are fully funded, so you know, they're going to be competitive. And Clarion has been a little bit of a surprise, but you know, they got a really good quarterback, and they got some receivers and a new coach, and so they're playing real well right now. And you know, the top 3 preseason picks in the PSAC all lost last week.
Unreal. All right, it's homecoming, so that's always a treat, and the fan support has been pretty good so far. If we get a good day on Saturday, you know, with Edinboro's a traditional rival too.
Yeah.
I'm sure the players as well as the fans are really excited about what's happening.
Oh, no question about it. And hopefully we'll have a great turnout, and I'm sure we will. But we got to have a great week of practice in preparation for Edinboro. I'm confident that we will. But you know, every week brings its new challenges, and now you know, the challenges are coming off a big win and doing all the things you've been doing in the past that helped you get to this point. But our team, I've been very impressed, just the way they approach their work, their attitude. They were so excited after the game. We haven't had a team, I don't think, like this since our 2012 team. And you know, I'm real optimistic about where we're heading.
All right, well, hey, good luck. We'll look forward to seeing you Saturday.
Thank you.
Coach Curt Cignetti, as we talk with him each and every week, the team now 2-1, 2 o'clock kickoff homecoming against the Borough. So we'll see you there, and we'll be back next week with more Crimson Hawks football talk.